Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers, and this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Rodgers throwing again. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback, because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Let's go, man. Johnson on the return. The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5 up to the 25-yard line. Vanderbilt's own Oren Burks had the tackle defensively. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They will run for the first time here with White. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Both of them.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And it would appear he's going to be short of a first down as he's stopped right around the 29. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Here we go on 4th down with Roethlisberger. He hits White, complete. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Tramon Williams. And now off to the races down the right side. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown.
that was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They begin the drive on the ground. It's White. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
First carry for James Conner, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Rudolph. He'll get that one complete to Conner. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hey, my 7. Look at me. Zip.
Shotgun snap for Rudolph. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Rudolph. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Rudolph off play action. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards that time, and a Pittsburgh first.
Hey, Haywood!
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Go!
Play action. It's Rudolph. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, 35 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then...
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Bud Dupree in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers out to his left. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A quick pass out to Juju. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. From the gun, a give to Connor. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Rudolph. That's complete to Darbo. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll fake it. Now Rudolph. He's got that one complete to Darbo. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Rudolph on first down. That's complete to his running back, Connor. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
Hey, on the ball. Ready?
Rudolph going to throw again. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The tackle there by Mark Barron. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing is Rodgers. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. He's going to launch this thing way down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. But what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Hey, Orville. Look at me. Zipper. You got motion man right there. Fine.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now it's Roethlisberger. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Hey, exit. Hey.
Now Rudolph. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 65 yards.
Let's go now. 30 base.
From the gun, here's Rudolph. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Dean Lowry, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack on first down, Rudolph, and he's going to go down again. Zadarius Smith in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs now leads to a 3rd and long. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, Rudolph. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Boswell's kick is good. And that now makes this a 15-7 game. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rodgers over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. He'll get this off to Jamal Williams. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to make it 4th down. Rodgers going to throw. He's got Adams on the hookup. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, and now it's 1st and 10. Rodgers now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 7, Rodgers. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. From 19 yards away, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion.
50. 55,
Mike, 55. Hey, eat.
Hey, dude.
From the gun, it's Rodgers.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Mike 42. Watch the screen. Pass.
Bravo.
Nice 42.
Roethlisberger will throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error. And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, 31 yards. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. Extra point try now for Crosby. And the lead is up to 5.
Next to score is 20. Steelers 15.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily to look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll run on first down, Edmonds. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down, this is Edmonds. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards that time, but a Pittsburgh first. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll go with Snell here on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. They're going to run again with Snell. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
22, 44. Hey, echo. No spacing.
On third down, Roethlisberger. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick-6 and a Packer touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. Pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now it's Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.